Et la victoire donc de Manon Grandsire avec, pour le 5e match, un duel entre femmes, puisque c'est Manon Grandsire, la française, qui va affronter la suédoise Nora Johansson. Matt, who do you think is going to win this game? Qui va gagner cette rencontre 100% féminine pour lui?
It's going to be a good contest. Manon has a good feel for what the lanes are doing. Nora's a very talented young player, obviously. And I think it's going to really come down to who makes a lot of really great shots, but also who can fill frames. Spares were very important in the last match. I think they'll be very important again.
Il va falloir faire des strikes et des spares pour réussir à gagner cette rencontre, et ça risque d'être très serré entre Manon Grandsire et Nora Johansson. C'est maintenant.
And once again, thank you, Olivier and Matt. And here we are for the battle of two very talented women here in this Masters Series of the 2021 Bowling Promotion Tour, sponsored by Cubica AMF. We have Manon Grandsire once again starting on this left lane, and she will stay with that weaker ball that she moved to try to counteract the effects of the drier heads and early hook that she was getting with her other ball on this left lane. And let's see how she does against a very tough Nora Johansson of Sweden. And that got a little bit right, didn't quite make the turn, and leaves the bucket for Manon. Manon, of course, taking advantage of the spare troubles facing Quentin Deroux. She advanced with a 210-174 victory over her fellow countrymen. And now trying for her third straight win. And can she run the table and move up the stepladder to face Christopher Viali next, then Carl Eklund, and finally Daria Payuk? We are getting down to it here in this Masters Series stepladder. And she hooks into that bucket beautifully and makes the spare. And here's our first look at Nora Johansson, and watch the game on this young lady, only 18 years old. And let's watch her two-handed style and the power she shows. She'll be playing most definitely to the left of Manon, and perhaps even to the left of where Quentin was. And let's find out on this shot. And she's deep, yes, very deep on the lane, but unfortunately gets early hook. And normally, both these ladies would get 8 pins of handicap, but that's not really needed since they're both women competitors. So that nullifies out, and this will be a head-to-head scratch competition. We use the 8 pins only for determining average purposes. And Nora Johansson, no trouble on the 3-6 combination. And again, Nora from Sweden with the rare two-handed style that you see with women. I don't know of any other prominent women who use it. And if she were to come over to the States with this power, I think she could have quite an impact on the PWBA Tour. And there's a shot a little bit high for a 4-pin for Nora in the second frame. And again, maybe 2 zones left of where Manon Grandsire is playing, where this ball crosses right around the 20th board at the arrows and is only going out to maybe 12 or 13. So the two lines of Manon and Nora crossing only in the last maybe 10 feet of the lane. And now Nora, no trouble with the 4-pin. And had a dearth of strikes last game until the 10th, when both players basically struck out, but they could not put doubles together during the actual match. And let's see if either one of these players can open this up and string some strikes here. We have a 41-foot oil pattern put down, and it's been beaten up pretty well by the various players. And the two lines are most notably right up 5, 6, 7 board, right where Manon is playing, and in around the 3rd and 4th arrow, which is where Nora is playing, and that's out the window to the right for her 2nd consecutive 6 count for Manon. And she gets this to the right, even with the tighter ball. It did cross the 6 board, but she got it heading right, and it just sailed through the break point and didn't even try to make that corner. So that is the tighter lane and presents a little bit of a problem. She moves right now and hooks early on her and goes through the beak. So what does she do to get the ball back into the pocket on that right lane? This could be a problem later in the match for Manon. But perfect cover of the rail spare. And 4 spares to kick us off here on this Masters stepladder match. Bruce Hall here. I'm your international voice of the Bowling Promotion Tour. It's my pleasure to bring you this competition for the States and other international countries. And once again, you can see the entire schedule at bowlingpromotiontour.com. My friend Bruno Bedone, the producer of this series, does a wonderful job organizing and producing and publishing on this YouTube channel. And here is Manon with that weaker ball, but it's not enough to hold off as she leaves a baby split in the 3rd frame, the 310. She says, "Will you hold?" No. That ball hooks in the middle of the lane, so Manon having reaction troubles on both lanes now. And can Nora get left enough to take advantage? And again, we saw Quinton Daru move further left, and finally he was in around 17 or 18 board by the time it was over. And can she convert the baby split? Yes, beautiful conversion there by Manon. These are 5 pins down, but only by virtue of count. And can Nora make the adjustment? She went high on this lane last time. Let's see if she makes a move left with her feet, perhaps. And gets that out to the 3rd board. Perfect shot there. And that's going to be the opening strike in this match. In the 3rd frame for Nora Johansson, she says, that looks pretty good. And no trouble there. No drama strike, as we like to call it. Once again, 5-pin lead for Johansson, only due to count, because Manon went 6 count to start things off, and then the baby split. So can Nora double up here? Gets it to the right, and again, look at that reaction in the mid lane. Comes screaming through the face, leaving a 3-6, 9-10. Very difficult spare combination. And she says, "Oh, didn't mean for that to react so hard there on the mid lane. Let's see what happens." Very difficult spare combination. Basically as hard as many splits that the bowlers face. And let's see how Nora does. Gets it out and chops the 3-9 off the 6-10 to give her the open frame. And giving Manon the 9-pin lead on the bench, because that cost Nora basically all of her count and then the open frame. So Manon now with a 9-pin lead. Let's see what she can do with it. Once again, having reaction challenges on both lanes. Let's see what she does here. And another pretty good looking shot there. Slap the 10 and give her the strike. Beautiful adjustment there. I think she moved her feet a little bit left. She's kind of trying to thread the needle now in this left lane. If she gets it left a little bit, it's going to go high. If she throws it with too much authority, it doesn't turn and carry. It leaves the ball is sluggish through the back end. If she moves right too much, it'll hook through the beak. So lots of issues with Manon, but threads the needle there for the strike in the fourth frame. Then can she double up and extend her lead to 19 here? And a pretty good looking shot there. It doesn't make the corner with that less aggressive ball surface. I think she liked the shot. Let's see if she likes it. She definitely threw it pretty well, playing almost exactly the same line as the right lane. Just gets a little bit right, just doesn't quite make the corner, nudges out the 4 and 5 pins to leave just the 2 pin. And once again, we're seeing a lot of grind out games here as these lanes transition, and the bowlers finding more and more challenges to keep the ball in the pocket. Manon, just age 20, and goes by that 2 pin by quite a margin actually. Misses that 2 pin left. And once again, Nora Johansson, sitting on the bench, takes the lead back by 3. So back and forth we go. And once again, neither bowler able to open things up. So it's the 20-year-old against the 18-year-old. And the maturity of these young ladies is very impressive. And another powerful shot there. Rips the... Oh, my Lord. Look at that 6 pin wrapping around the 10 pin, shaking it, wobbling it, spinning it, but can't get it to strike. Watch this. Watch the 6 pin, wraps around, touches that 10 and touches it and touches it and rotates the label facing you. Can't get it to carry. What a bad break for Johansson. But a good spare recovery there is going to give her actually the 13 pin lead here on the bench. No, excuse me, 3 pin lead now for Johansson, just 3. Each bowler with 1 open and no doubles. So a real grind. This is the kind of game where you just got to keep your head down and keep working and try to get the ball there. And look at that ball. She threw that further to the right, and it hooked even harder in the mid lane on her. So that left lane, especially right here, right there in the mid lane, that lane's on fire, and she's got to get way left, I think. She's got to make a dramatic move, I think, on that left lane in order to keep the ball in the pocket. And again, the 3-6-10, no trouble there. Good cover by Nora. And guess what? By virtue of her leaving 3 pins, we now have an exactly tied match going into Manon's 6th frame. So exactly tied. And can't ask for more than that of this battle of the women here, with the winner to face USA's Christopher Viali. And then Carl Eklund, and then Daria Payok, and that will conclude the 2021 Bowling Promotion Tour videos. And that's straight up the lane, and there's the problem with going straight. You get it a board or 2 left, and it reads and goes high. And she leaves the 3-6-10, just like Nora did. That hit about the 8 board going straight, and unfortunately, there's not enough hold to keep that ball on line and in the pocket. Manon now with the 3-6-10 combination to keep the match tied. You don't need high scores to have an exciting match. It's sometimes strategy, sometimes grind out. You've got to keep your head down, keep working. And beautiful cover there. Looked like she might chop it, but she does get the spare. Does Manon. So we are exactly tied to the point where bowlers are leaving the same leave. They both each left the 3, 6, 10 in their respective 6 frames. So now Manon with the weaker ball on the left lane. Can she get this ball to behave? Get up to the pocket. She threw a flush strike with it last game, but she's been chipping around the pocket with it this game. Let's see what she can do here. And another beautifully executed shot, but look at it hook up for the 9-pin. Oh, and then you're having enough trouble hitting the pocket as it is. And then the ball hooks a little bit too hard in the mid lane. That was a beautiful shot. And look at it turn right there. Hooked a little bit early. Goes through the pins and leaves that pesky 9-pin, a leave you never saw years ago. But those balls are powerful and they go right through the pins, going by that 9-pin on the left side. And now Manon did lose 1 pin and count there. So by virtue of that, she goes down by 1 pin in the match, but no trouble on the 9-pin spare. And we now have indeed a 1-pin match. Can Nora pull away here? Neither bowler able to pull away. You notice each bowler has only 1 strike in the game, and each bowler has 1 open in the game and all the rest spares. That would probably explain why we're tied. Nora with a chance here and comes high and also leaves a 9-pin. These ladies are leaving the exact same pins on the respective frames. And again, she goes back to tied. And this is really interesting. They each left a 3, 6, 10, and now they've each left 9 pins. And talk about being tied. Doesn't get any more tied than this when bowlers are leaving the same leaves. And no trouble covering the 9-pin there. Now, ooh, will break away. We're here in the 8th. We're coming down to it. And a very, very tight match. Let's see if any bowler can figure this out. We're looking for just our 3rd strike in total of the game. That's how beaten up these lanes are and how much everyone is fishing. There's another good-looking shot. Oh, tragedy. That ball hooked hard. She looked like she made the move left, but it looked good in the mid lane. But boy, that ball made the turn, and trouble for Nora Johansson. That's going to give her, no doubt, a deficit just on the count and a very difficult split conversion, which she cannot convert. And that is the break that Manon was looking for, because she has on the bench gone from tied to a 16-pin lead, and that was a disastrous frame for Nora Johansson. Again, trying to find that left lane, and the ball just hooked and hooked and hooked. She kept moving, and the ball hooked even more. So just the trials and tribulations of match play bowling is you're trying to figure out a lane, and she's made the move every time, just has not worked out. Now, can Manon jump on this mistake, or will she give it back? That's right down the lane, and she comes up light for the washout. So she also leaves 6, so the count is the same. And if Manon does not cover here, she's going to hand that open right back to Nora Johansson. So once again, these ladies paralleling each other. Nora Johansson going through the beak, but on the dry lane, and Manon coming up light for the washout on the tighter lane. So quite the give and take match here. Now Manon with the plastic ball needs to get the ball in between the 1 and the 2 pins, send the head pin over into the corner to take out the 10, And if she were to do it, she'd be in good shape, and she does make it. Beautiful shot there by Manon Grandsire, giving her the advantage where she was able to convert the difficult spare. And Johansson with the 2-4, 6-7 unable to convert. And that's the difference in the match right now. And that's going to give a 12-pin lead to Grandsire. Look at that, beautiful. So many times you see that head pin wrap around the 10-pin when you make a shot like that, and there kicks off the wall and takes out the 10-pin for Grandsire. So she has put herself in a very good position here. Her max score only 197, with Johansson's max score 185. So we will not see a 200 game in this match. And now she throws a aggressive firm shot, but again, that weaker ball does not make the corner, giving her 8 and exactly a 10-pin lead. Will it? No, it doesn't quite make the corner. Leaves the 2-8 combination, and she will take her strike ball and hook into this 2-8 and try to retain her lead. Johansson now will have a chance to come up and force Manon to strike out if she can find a way to strike out. Of course, strikes very, very few and far between in this match. And beautiful and a crucial cover of the 2-8 for Grandsire there in the 9th frame, giving her the 10-pin advantage. So here's the situation. Nora Johansson can throw the back 4 for 185. And that would mean that Manon would have to strike out for also 185. So it doesn't matter what the score is, it's just a matter of if you beat your opponent. Huge shot here for Nora. And another good-looking shot. How about dead flush in the pocket, setting herself up for the 10th frame, but now she moves over to this left lane. Now let's watch this shot first. Yeah, right between 3rd and 4th arrow, and perfect 1-3 pocket hit, splits the 8 and 9. And now, can Nora Johansson figure out this left lane? What kind of a move is she going to make? She's gone high 3 times in a row. How far left will she move? And she did move and comes up and gets the trip 4. Huge shot for Nora Johansson to put her back in this match. She says, I finally moved enough and get the trip 4. Thank you very much. And ties it up. Huge double for Johansson, where she was unable to strike but one other time in the match. And now, can she take the 10-pin lead, which would force Grandsire to double, and a hard shot up the lane, and gets the strike. Huge shot. Now she's looking at 185 if she can strike one more time. And look at that. I think she just did that one with speed. Perfect in the pocket there. She finally moved far enough left, threw the double in the 10th when she needed it. What a great performance here in the 9th and 10th by Nora Johansson. And count, very important here. And gets it. Give her the back 4 for 185. And a beautiful performance there by Nora Johansson. Now here's the situation. Manon Grandsire must strike 3 times to tie, or it will be Johansson advancing to face Christopher Vialli. And this is a lane that Manon has had trouble on. She's been right or left of the pocket, and when she's been in the pocket, she's had trouble striking. But now she's faced with the need for 3 strikes to tie. And a little bit right at the pocket and give her the first strike. That's 1. Big shot there. What a match. And now we're going to need 2 more strikes from Manon That's what you have to do on that lane. Go straight at the pocket. You can't rely on the ball to the left. You can't swing it to the right. It won't recover. If you pull it to the left, it goes through the beak. She threaded the needle there right at the pocket. Gets the perfect strike. Now needs 2 more to force the tie in a 9th and 10th frame roll-off. And right up the pocket and through the beak. And unfortunately, that is going to do it. Nora Johansson has survived a very, very difficult and low-scoring match, and she knows it's just a little bit left. That right lane is so challenging. Very, very difficult to thread the needle there and get the ball to the pocket. But congratulations to Manon Grandsire. A very nice run here in the stepladder. But it will be Nora Johansson moving on to face Christopher Vialli in our next match. Stay tuned for a interview with these 2 competitors, and we will see you back on this channel for the match between Johansson and Christopher Vialli.
Et la Française Manon Grandsire va s'arrêter là pour le tournoi. Malheureusement, une défaite 193-183, ça a été très serré. C'est la partie la plus serrée parce que c'est le premier match où les compétiteurs ne passent pas 200 points.
Oui, c'est ça. Après, elle a très bien joué. Ça s'est joué à la dernière frame. Il fallait que je mette triplé pour égaliser. Et beaucoup de pression, et voilà. Mais elle a vraiment bien joué.
Vous retiendrez quoi de ce tournoi ?
Beaucoup de positivité. J'ai su rester concentrée dans les meilleurs moments et même dans les pires. Et voilà.
Merci beaucoup Manon. Alors, je me tourne vers Nora, championne d'Europe, you're European champion, and you won, but this game was so tight with Manon. Hein?
Yeah, it was very nervous, but I think both me and Manon did it great.
What did the difference between you two?
I think I walked in a little bit more and pushed the ball out, and I striked out.
Thank you very much and congratulations. Si elle a gagné, Nora, c'est qu'elle est allée un peu plus loin en poussant la balle pour réaliser notamment les 3 strikes en fin de partie, ce qui a fait la différence. Thank you very much. Merci beaucoup à toutes les 2.